and the first rate should be up on your screen in just a bit. Can we build on what we saw yesterday is the question. So just a few more seconds and we'll find out, at least in terms of how we start. So 50 points on the Nifty in the pre-open session is how we left off at. And of course, the Sensex was up 300. What do we have? The quarter percent on the Nifty, 25,060 or so, almost a quarter there. The Nifty Bank is up a third, so 51,180 on the Nifty Bank. Sensex is starting about a quarter percent higher. And you've got the mid-cap index, which is up about 0.6%. What was heartening, of course, yesterday was that broader markets also picked up nicely. So, you know, that is always good. We've got IT index, which is starting a third of a percent higher, just taking note of it because we've got TCS earnings tomorrow, and that'll kick off the second quarter earnings season. Heat map on the Nifty, just to quick snapshot view of how many are up and how many are down. It's 35 odd stocks which are higher, and I mean, you know, the rest which are starting the day lower. But 50 closing on 50-point gain, just in terms of the start that we have on our hands. Surbhi.
Okay, let's talk about the movers and shakers on the way up. BPCL seeing a relief rally because of the fall in oil prices. Tata Motors is up about 1.5%. Shriram Finance, Asian Paints. Then you have some bank names up and about. SBI and Axis Bank are the early movers, 1% up over there. ICICI Bank is managing about 0.5%. There's Wipro, there's Power Grid, and then it just starts getting quiet. Trent, yesterday's big star, actually had a bit of green on it. It's still managing about a 1% move. So building on yesterday's momentum, that's Trent for you. On the downside, ONGC, there is JSW Steel, there is Hindalco, so basically Coal India as well. Commodities continue to cool off with uncertainty continuing on China. And then there's the FMCG space, so Nestle, Britannia, these are some of the names on the way down. Bajaj Auto, Eicher Motors also losing ground. So these are the very early trends. Nifty up about 50 odd points, and banks seem to be at least stable for the time being.
Well, that's right. The big mover today is Torrent Power. Just take a look at that stock fly. They've got an LOA from MSEDCL for 2 gigawatt of pumped storage, hydro storage projects. So that one is the big mover, massive volumes on that front as well. And the crude sensitives are doing well. So you have HPCL, that one is flying away. Interglobe Aviation is up close to around 2%. Where it said that could be the stock to watch because yesterday's close as well was very, very good. But the 20 DMA is at around 4,800 rupees. So you'll have to see whether or not it can get past that. Ashok Leyland, well, it's reacting to Nimesh's standard brokerage call out there. So that stock is a little under the weather. Paytm is pulling back after the surge we saw in the final hour of trade yesterday. And in terms of other big movers, Bajaj Housing Finance, it's come back. It's up 15% in 2 sessions. So good move on that one as well. Suzlon as well is buzzing in today's trading session. That's because of an article which is suggesting that Tata Power, well, they're looking to place orders of around 35,000 crores for supply of wind power turbines. So the street maybe is trying to factor in that maybe Suzlon could be one of the potential candidates out there. We'll have to confirm with the management on that front. But for the time being, one of the top volume movers is Suzlon. So just highlighting that stock. A good start, 50 points higher. We are holding above the 50 DMA. The bulls will want to hear a dovish RBI governor and then build on from here on.
Well, absolutely. You know, Bajaj Housing Finance had basically, I think the stock when it listed, the first rate was about 150 bucks. And from the recent high, it had fallen to that level, yesterday was up 10%, was, I think, limit up for the day. It's up another 3.5%, and it is the biggest volume-led gainer right now on the NSE. So look at that. 9 million shares already with just a few minutes behind us now. Reliance Power is up 5%, so it's back to winning ways. So it basically has had a tremendous rally, bit of a correction from the recent high, which was about 52, 53, but back at about 48 plus now. Divi's is, I think we did mention Divi's, 4.5% higher on Divi's Laboratories. So that's another large gainer coming through. Look at HPCL. HPCL is up about 4.5%, and stocks at 408 now. And it's never won, right? I look at IOC and BPCL as well. After that drop about 4.5-5% last night in oil. So IOC is up about 2%, and I think BP also will come up on your screen. We did highlight Torrent Power. It's building on gain 6% on Torrent Power, 1920 or so coming through. What else? IRB and Inox Wind and Senco. Yeah, you got a lot happening. But go down the list, volumes start to thin away a little bit. Maybe they will pick up as the day goes by.
There's a Ashok Leyland, Prashant. I mean, markets taking note of that CLSA call. Remember, CLSA has come out with a really bearish report. They're saying that this weakness in the CV cycle, it's been a non-starter, right? Month after month, we look at those CV numbers and they're not picking up for actually any of the manufacturers, Ashok Leyland included. And their call is 188 on the stock. Stock's 217 right now, and big volumes on the counter as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the high was 260, 265 actually or so for Ashok Leyland in 27th of August 2024. So from those levels, it's already come off quite a bit. And of course, now you got this report coming in as well, and they're calling 188, as would be said in terms of price target. So we'll see. Paytm is the big one. We were talking about this after the sharp surge. It's the biggest volume-led loser right now. 731, about 3% lower. 15% surge yesterday. I just kept pushing higher and higher all day. What else? Ola Electric, lots of interest around this one. In the market and social media, etc. as well. 1.25% lower on Ola. 94. Yesterday, of course, by the end of it was up 5%. Ola Electric.
And one more I'll add to the tally, and that's RITES. RITES is surging 5%, decent volumes as well, because they're getting into the UAE market. They have an agreement with the Etihad Rail to set up railway infrastructure over there. And I guess the market's getting excited about whether this is a brand new big opportunity opening up in all of Middle East, etc., etc. So that news has really energized the counter, 6% up on RITES.
I think, 6%. So it's 317, 318 now on RITES. So lots happening, lots moving. Market holding with about a 50-odd point gain. They've been